This video is made possible by the following sponsors. Make sure to check out their awesome products in the links below. Hey guys, Jimmy here, and welcome back to Assetto Corsa for another video. Today is going to be my first video ever in VR in Assetto Corsa, and one of my first experiences actually in Assetto Corsa in VR. I thought a really fun car to drive this occasion would be the Race Sim Studio Formula 79. As you can probably guess, this car is loosely based on the Lotus 79, the first car in F1 to feature ground effects, and as a result absolutely stomped the 1978 Formula 1 season. To me, any news from Race Sim Studio is good news. These are the guys who are behind the Formula Hybrid, who I featured a couple of months ago now, and I'm very glad to say this car has that same level of quality and finish to it. So what I'm going to be doing today to enjoy this car and talk about it a little bit is do a 10-lap race around the Brands Hatch full circuit. Brands Hatch actually featured on the 1978 calendar, and we'll be up against the ever-improving Assetto Corsa AI. Now, I've made a couple of changes to VR for me on my end, and hopefully it will mean a smoother video for you guys. I know a lot of people complain about the stuttering a lot in the VR, me moving around a lot. A lot of that is based on the fact that I'm talking, and of course muscles here end up moving the headset a little bit, but I think I've found maybe a slightly better solution to what I had before, and hopefully it makes a better viewing for you guys. On with the show! On the grid then, in our Lotus 79, one of the most well-known F1 cars of all time, waiting for the lights to go out, whack it into first gear, build the revs, bam, away we go. Not a bad start there, minimal wheel spin, they go straight to the inside, haven't got to look, there's no other cars behind me, better contact that AI there on the way through, bit aggressive but we're okay. Now down to Paddock Hill Bend, which is like an absolute cliff in real life, and it's just like that in VR. I get a little feeling in my tummy as I go through there. Now up to Druids onto the inside, second and then first gear, making some nice gains this first lap. Fake John Player special on the left there. Gonna go around the outside, maybe at Graham Hill. No, we almost touch wheels. Now he's got them on my inside. He's going to have the right line for 30. He's also has a little bit of track length for me as well. Going to try and go around the outside. Not quite. Second gear, the wrong gear to be in there. Fourth. And then fifth, we get a good run coming up to Hawthorns though. Fastest car on the circuit. Who's got the biggest virtual balls? It's not me, it's AI cars off to the left there as well. No yellow flags back in these days, of course, well they did exist, but yellow flag basically mean don't crash into that guy or you'll die. So I did that, I didn't die, we're all good. Made up some good positions on the first lap there. I have no idea what place I'm in because I'm one of those annoying people that runs about their place. I just like racing for the sake of racing. I can see in the mirrors though absolutely full of Lotus 79 in the background, and of course totally not Lotus 79 in the background. Oh, big slide there through Clark, just about managed to gather it up. Ground effects sort of stopped working for a second there, and now the totally not candy car on the inside. Oh, cars off to the left as well. Carnage at the start of this Grand Prix. Oh god, I looked to the right there to just check my mirrors, but the guy in front checked up big time and he got a bit of a biff. So interesting start. I'm not going to lie, I sort of prepared myself mentally there to die because of VR, but we're okay. We're good. Not every sim experience you can tell has given you the near-death experience that you crave from real-life racing. Try and get on the throttle early through here. I wish I had a gear in between second and third. Car not quite set up correctly through there. I've got the totally not Renault right in my mirrors now. I'm just checking to the right, see him there. Again, Hawthorns. I'm not quite comfy through there. Ground effects is so weird to drive with. So think of downforce, how it works, pretty much air going over the top of the vehicle and pushing you down to the circuit. Ground effects is sort of the opposite of that. Air going underneath the vehicle, or this is my limited understanding of it anyway, and then pulling the car down to the circuit instead. And as a result, you have this very sort of on-off grip level. So I go into Clark, for example, go over the crest a little bit, the car it moves up a tiny bit, and it feels like the ground effects stop working for a second. But when they're on, my god, you are absolutely planted to the floor. So fourth gear through Paddock Hill again, trying to get a good line through there. AI off to the edge there, gonna have to take the inside line to avoid him. It's been absolutely action all the way so far. We're only on lap 3, Jesus. So we made up some good places. We started P20 on the grid, no idea where we are now. Missed the clutch there. No, I'm not even in gear. Damn it, I went into neutral. Amateur mistake. Well, luckily I am an amateur, so I can get away with it. There was a car on my inside there. I sort of semi-blocked him. I say semi-blocked him, I just moved on the line so there wasn't enough room for him to get through, but didn't pull straight in front of him. Again, check the mirrors. There's no one going to be able to having to go into Hawthorns anyway, but the thing is, the AI gets such a good exit aspirator through there, so you've got to have confidence in the car that it's going to stick. And then we're speaking to my friend Mills just before recording this video, and he said, oh, a quote from Nicky Lauda is that when you get crossed up in a car with ground effects, you have to try and accelerate into the accident to avoid the crash, to get the ground effects come on to work and get the car to grip up, which is such a weird concept because everything your body's telling you to do. I'm actually falling back a little bit from these guys in front. I'm going to try third gear through here this time. Let's grab off a bit more speed. Car is right on the edge of the suction through there. Oh, someone's dead. Third gear into Paddock Hill. Should be using fourth really. Starting to hold up the AI a little bit behind me. I think that the AI may be a little bit too fast for me around here. I'm just not quite practiced enough, and I demonstrated that perfectly by going super wide at Druids. Let's talk about his car a little bit. The Totally Not Lotus 79 from Racing Studio. These guys are responsible for the Formula Hybrid. I think an F2 car, an F3 and an F4 car, and an upcoming Totally Not GT1 mod as well, which I'm really looking forward to seeing come out soon. And I'm really happy to see a modding firm in Assetto Corsa which is just constant quality. Nothing they've done yet has been bad. Should be fifth through there, Jimmy not fourth. And this Totally Not Lotus 79 is just another example of that, as I'm just driving like an absolute tool right now and getting pulled away from, but hopefully you guys don't mind too much. I'm still getting to grips with this car, if you excuse the pun. There you go, it's better through there. You've got to be on the throttle a bit earlier. Fortunately I can't bring you guys the foot cam today, which I think would be really nice because it demonstrates the footwork that goes into driving one of these cars, but I'm having power supply issues which will be resolved soon. Hopefully I bought a new power supply, so making step up from 600 to I think 850 it is, so big step up. Should solve any problems there. I'm having to really force myself to drive the car into the corner and just believe it's going to stick. Give me a gear please. Got stuck in between gears there. Ah no, that's result. Messed up the corner exit. My mirror absolutely full of Totally Not 79 Lotus behind me. Really like the mirrors in Assetto Corsa. They are sort of TV screens like every other sim in VR, but they're a bit more convincing somewhat. Another gear. Now this is a pay mod, of course, and that always divides the community. My personal standpoint of it, if it's good, and if it's had time put into it that warrants some sort of money, then I don't mind it so much, and that's one of the things that I think about Racing Studio. All their stuff has a lot of work put into it. It isn't just someone converting an R-Factor mod and going, look, I've made something. There's people building stuff from scratch and making them very tasty indeed. In fact, I'd say that this is very comparable to the iRacing Lotus 79. It's easy to sort of jump out of the box with, if that makes sense. Drive out the box, the baseline's a bit more approachable. And the car itself is a lot more approachable as well. And I really feel like I can identify these ground effects coming in, you know. I can feel that sort of the speed of the transition to where I'm attached and when I'm not, so to speak. And there's a situation of me also messing up Druids again. Guy was on my right there. Still managing to hold these guys behind me. The guys in front are a bit quicker it seems, so although there's not a big train behind me, just a sort of standard gap, just like one person who's a bit faster. Of course, the AI you can set them to, I think they're set to 97% now. And there is a variation, so some AI are faster than others, but we're on lap 6 now, so we've got to really focus on keeping this guy behind us. Hawthorns in this car is just such a joy. I'm not quite confident enough, you can't quite do it flat, it's a slight lift. In fourth gear, I always forget the name of this corner. But then downhill, I love Brands Hatch so much. I know I always drive here in various sims. It's such a good circuit. It's such a fun, fast, flowing circuit. And it's British as well! So I get to be fake patriotic for a while. And I also love driving these old F1 cars. So rewarding. There's an example there of getting on the throttle mid-corner. This is trying to stop myself from sliding. It goes against everything my body is telling me to do. to do it, sorry. It's telling me just to get off the throttle and panic, but like, no! Front wheel drive it, smash the throttle and hope for the best, and usually it pulls itself out, usually. Sometimes you have a monumental crash, as one of my outtakes you'll see at the end of the video will show you. But there's definitely a fine balance there. Easy now, good on the throttle. Just wish I had a bit more low down torque. I never thought I'd say that in an F1 car, or just had better gearing, which would solve that issue, to be honest. Trying to get on the throttle as soon as possible coming over that crest. That uphill left-hander is such a difficult corner, especially if you don't know the circuit. It feels like it goes on forever. Fourth ones again. I'm working up a sweat doing this now. Of course, a lot of it is me commentating at the same time. Just trying to be a bit smoother with my head movements as well. 'Cause I know you guys don't like the whole sort of crazy man looking everywhere, but that's just how I race. I'm coming to realise that I'm just like a excited child when I race. Everything's very sudden, everything's very impulsive. It's why I can never be a real race driver probably, but luckily this isn't real racing, it's a sim racing, so... But of course, it's the first step of improving is being able to identify your faults and go on from there. If you come on to lap 8 of the race now, laps absolutely fly past around here. Oh, I love how the car feels through there. The force feedback is so nice. It's about as good as you're going to get in Assetto Corsa, I think. I say that with Assetto Corsa in general. I mean, again, speaking to the old buddies on TeamSpeak, and we were talking about the Formula Hybrid, another mod by these Racing Studio guys, and we think it's one of the best cars in Assetto Corsa, including the stock content. I think it's just that good, and I really encourage you, if you have a couple of euro to spare, then go and support this awesome modding studio, because they are doing good work. Again, I know, as I said before, it's quite a divisive topic. Like I'm just casually chatting where I'm buddy sitting in this Lotus 79 going almost flat through Hawthorns, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I know it's a divisive topic, but this is something that I think is worth the money, honestly. But of course that's up to you. I'm just giving you my opinion. You're free to disagree with it, and people often do. We're coming on to lap 9, penultimate lap of the race. And still the cars trying to come out of there. The guys behind not being able to really do much, it seems, which is good for me. I've fallen back a little bit. I think maybe a little bit of dirty air interfering with those guys. They can't get much closer. I'm a bit slower, but they can't do anything about it. Oh god, getting that right is so sweet. And every time I go through there, I get a little sort of my body prepares for the G-force, but of course it never comes. So I end up having this very weird feeling in your stomach, and it's lesser than it used to be. It used to be quite pronounced feeling where it would actually affect me after a while, but now it's like a little sort of tickle, like little giggle through there. Oh, and this car does not have infinite traction, not at all. It's so easy to get this thing out on the throttle if you're not careful in the lower gears. Again, I wish I could show you the pedal cam so you could see just what I was doing. Again, I'm just in between gears through there. I'm not confident. The car will stick, but I don't believe it will. Still trying to kill me again, just off the ground effect there. Trying to keep the speed. Oh man, scary stuff. Okay, coming up to the last lap now. We'll try and put in a decent last lap. We are putting a tiny bit of a gap to the guys behind us, which is somewhat comforting given the fact we've not really been competitive at all aside from the start of this race. Well, saying there is a gap behind us now. We've been leading this sort of second pack. I'm not sure whereabouts we are. Hazard's a gap at about 5th or 6th place. Go nice aim for the exit. Run over the curb a bit. Nice. Feels so satisfying getting that right. Can I get Druids right for the first time this race? Survey says no, not really. Graham Hill again. Bring it in. Throttle early. Use the exit. I always say in sim racing that really good mods and cars, they are easy to pick up and hard to master. This is one of those things. You get in the car, it makes sense instantly. You know exactly what's happening. You know, if you have prior knowledge to these cars, it does of course help as well. But as soon as you get into it, it just wills you to go faster. And as you can see, it wills me to go faster, and I go off. Give me the gear, please. No. So, oh no, no. No, you don't. Nay, nay. No, no. Yes. He's still there. Gotta cut him off here though. Get cut off, son. No, he's still there. We're still bumping wheels. Come on. Take the speed. No. No. Oh, it was all going so well. It was all going so well. Ah, he's dead as well. GG. But there you go, guys. That was 10 laps of Brands Hatch with a quite explosive finish there. In the totally not Race Sim Studio Lotus 79, we end up in 12th place, so we lost, I think we're about 8th or 9th then, before having our spin. That was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys think the VR was a bit better as well. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe to be notified of future videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Link to this will be in the description below. Take care, have an awesome day. See you all next time. Oh no, into the pits. Cool, that was good. I have no choice but to drop in behind, and there's a big oh, okay, this is how F1 cars are made, ladies and gentlemen.